We've waited 25 years for Dino Crisis 4, and this is what we got. Code Violet, the game that had us absolutely hyped, and then crashed our hopes worse than its engine crashes the PS5. What's up guys, welcome back to this channel where we don't sugarcoat broken games. Code Violet dropped January the 10th on PS5, and I've just spent 6 hours playing through the entire campaign. I've crashed twice, I've encountered bugs you wouldn't believe, I've watched the Metacritic score plummet from maybe playable to brutal 38. And here's the thing, on paper, this game is fire. You're Violet Sinclair, you've been yanked out of the past into the 25th century. A space colony is overrun with genetically engineered dinosaurs. There's a time travel conspiracy, there's survival horror, there's Resident Evil style resource management, there's supposed to be a Dino Crisis legacy restoration. But in reality, it's broken, it's clunky, it's frustrating, and the worst part, it's not even close to worth the $50 asking price. IGN gave it 4 out of 10, Push Square called it a mess, Reddit is divided, some people love it, some people are demanding refunds, the community sentiment, overwhelmingly negative. So in this review, I'm breaking down 1. What the story is trying to do and why it falls flat, 2. How the gameplay mechanics work and why they don't, 3. The absolute brutal technical state of the game, 4. Whether you should even consider buying this, and 5. What does this mean for team kill media in the future of survival horror on PS5? This is a spoiler-free deep dive, so if you're still on the fence, stick around. If you've already bought it, buckle up, this might hurt. Like if you appreciate honest reviews, and subscribe for more game coverage, and drop Raptor Rage in the comments if you've been disappointed by this game. You know what? Let's dissect Code Violet. Alright, let's talk about the concept first, because on paper, the premise is legitimately genius. 25th century, Earth is basically dead. A colony out in deep space decides the solution is to abduct women from different timelines to use as breeding stock. Wild, right? Violet gets pulled into this nightmare. She's confused, terrified. She's suddenly in a massive bioengineering complex with dinosaurs everywhere. And she has to survive. She has to escape. She has to uncover what's actually happening. There's a conspiracy angle, there's body horror potential, there's actual sci-fi intrigue. The lore logs and the audio files, when they're good, they're good. You find a scientist's personal log and they're describing the breakdown of ethics as they realise what they're doing is wrong. That's compelling stuff. Violet's motivation is clear. Find a way home, survive the outbreak, uncover the truth. On paper, this is the blueprint for a killer survival horror game. But here's the problem. Execution. The story rushes. Major plot twists are dropped without setup. Characters make decisions that make no sense. And the pacing? Absolutely bonkers. Violet is written as this weepy, blank slate survivor who just reacts to things. She's not a character, she's a vessel for the player. She doesn't drive the narrative happens to her. And the tone, oh man, the tone is all over the place. One moment you're running from a raptor, absolutely terrified, horror atmosphere at full volume. Next scene, Violet's wearing a sexy cowgirl outfit in the middle of a serious sci-fi horror. Then it's back to existential dread about the colony's collapse. It feels like 2 different games grafted together by someone who didn't understand how tone works in survival horror. The voice acting is earnest. The actors are trying, but the dialogue is wooden. The characters' dynamics are non-existent, and the plot twists that are supposed to hit just feel confusing. Like, there's a moment where I should have been shocked. Instead, I was just confused about why this happened. The lore logs save it partially. Those are written better than the main dialogue, but the core story? It's a mess. It's convoluted. It's trying to do too much and executing on none of it. Okay, let's talk about what actually works in Code Violet, because there are some bright spots. The inventory system is solid. Tetris-style item management, ammo, healing items, key cards, forces real strategy. Do I carry more bullets or more medicine? It creates meaningful choice without being overwhelming. The stealth mechanics, when they work, they're satisfying. There's a cloak called the Glass Veil that lets you go invisible. Using it to sneak past a pack of raptors, that's tense, that's engaging. That's what this game should have leaned into more. The haptic feedback on PS5 controller is actually excellent. When you fire a gun, you feel the kick. When a raptor roars, the controller vibrates in a way that sells the danger. It's immersive. The puzzles are basic, light codes, button sequences, environmental logic, but they're not insulting. They're the RE1 style of puzzle design that fits survival horror perfectly. And stealth rewards patience. If you take your time, if you observe the dinosaur behaviour, if you plan your route, you can bypass entire sections without firing a shot. These are the bones of a good survival horror game. The problem? Everything else undermines these good elements. But then the game tries to add combat, and that's where everything falls apart. The gunplay is limp. Weapons feel like they have no weight. Guns go whoop like straws. Hitboxes are janky. Sometimes you aim right at a raptor and bullets just miss. There's no feedback, there's no impact. It feels like you're shooting ghosts. The camera is a nightmare. It clips through walls constantly. During combat, the camera becomes your enemy. You're fighting the game's perspective more than you're fighting the dinosaurs. And the AI is absolutely dumb. Dinosaur packs will just conga line at you. Bosses pause if you turn invisible, like they literally stop moving and wait for you to attack. It's hilarious in how broken it is. Exploration is a tedious slog. No map, linear hallways, backtracking for keycards. You're constantly running through the same areas wondering if you missed a door. It's exhausting, not engaging. And the bugs. Oh my god, the bugs. Crashes that boot you to the PS5 home screen. Infinite item glitches. Controls becoming unresponsive mid-combat and sound dropping completely for sections. Ammo count breaking, animations getting stuck. I crashed twice in 6 hours. That's not acceptable for a full-price retail release in 2026. The developers released a patch that supposedly addressed stability, but there's still game-breaking issues floating around. On launch, this game was unplayable for some players, and all of this for a $50 game. Visually, it's, well, inconsistent. The ray tracing in neon facilities and floating islands look gorgeous from a distance. The environmental design is actually pretty dense. There's detail everywhere. The dinosaur models are cool. They move with weight. They look menacing. But up close, the textures are muddy. Character models look gangy. Animations are stiff. Some backgrounds look like AI art had a bad day. It runs okay on PS5 Pro, but the base model stutters. Brain pacing issues, popping. It's not optimized. Sound design saves a lot of the presentation. Roars are tense. Ambient sounds create atmosphere. The adapted triggers on the control thump with impact, when they work. Sometimes the audio just cuts out entirely, which is jarring. The voice acting is earnest but wooden. Actors are doing their best with bad dialogue. It's not their fault. Overall, the presentation is trying harder than the game deserves, but technical issues keep it from landing. So here's the real talk. Code Violet had everything to be the Dino Crisis revival we've been waiting for. But Team Kill Media squandered it. They released a game that's buggy, clunky, tonally confused, and poorly paced. It's like watching a game get 40% of the way to being good and then just stop. Stop trying, stop polishing, and ship it. For 6 hours, you might have fun. There are moments where the stealth works, where the atmosphere lands, where you're actually tense. But then a bug hits, or combat happens, or the story does something stupid, and then that fun evaporates. And $50 for this? That's highway robbery. My verdict? It's a 4 out of 10. It's a broken bait. It's not the worst game ever made, but it's nowhere near worth full price. Wait for a $10 or $15 sale if patches actually fix things. Or just play actual Dino Crisis or Resident Evil remakes instead. Code Violet is what happens when ambition outpaces execution. When a game has incredible ideas but terrible implementation. It's a cautionary tale about releasing games unfinished. It's a reminder that PS5 exclusives don't automatically deserve your money. And it's proof that we don't have the Dino Crisis successor we deserve. Here's what I need from you. Have you played Code Violet? What's your take? Are you defending it? Did you demand a refund? Drop your experience in the comments below. Like if you appreciate honest reviews that don't pull punches. Subscribe for more game breakdowns where we don't sugarcoat broken launches. And if you're thinking about buying this, wait for patches, wait for a sale, wait for literally anything better than this launch state. Team Kill Media has a chance to salvage this with patches and updates. They're actively working on it, and I hope they do, because the core game deserves a second chance. But right now, in January 2026, this game is not worth your time or money. Thanks for watching, stay critical, and remember, sometimes the most Dino Crisis thing about Code Violet is how extinct its quality feels. See you in the next one.